Hi there. For this video, I have a particular scenario in mind where I want Chat GPT to help me with a couple of things. So the scenario is that I'm hoping to create a new business in my neighborhood, a retail shop. So I'm going to put a couple of questions to Chat GPT, and hopefully it'll give me some insight as to whether or not the business is viable, as well as maybe a couple other little details and ideas about what the best way to go about starting this business is. So I'm going to fire up ChatGPT. I believe I've signed up for a free account. So let's see how I can get ChatGPT to help me with research whether opening a motorcycle shop in East Vancouver makes sense. So there's a couple of key questions that come to mind. What are the competitors? What are the trends in motorcycle ownership? And what types of products, services should I offer? So I'm just going to quickly add a prompt for ChatGPT. I'll say act. So I'll go ahead and send that prompt. So it says I should research key data points in the following categories: market demand, competitor analysis, target customer analysis, location and accessibility, business model and financial feasibility. So I could go through and ask ChatGPT to help me with each one of those categories. I'm going to focus on competitor analysis for now. So I'll enter another prompt here. I'll go ahead and send that. I don't want to look at a map right now, so I'm going to say I prefer this response. So it tells me about my potential competitors. Dyno testing, MySpeed, Vespa, Travdili, Daytona Motorsports. So I know this is Suzuki, newer bikes, MySpeed performance enhancements, so they might be more racing. Vespa, those are scooters. Travdili, Harley, Daytona. I think that's a lot of Triumph and Ducati. So that's a good little rundown of my potential competitors, and I feel that I have a niche that none of those are covering. I can also ask another question here. So that's pretty encouraging. 86,000 potential customers for repair services, and perhaps some of them are buying new motorcycles or new to them motorcycles. Now another thing I can do is use ChatGPT to help me with questions to put to Google Trends. So I'm going to use Google Trends. I'm going to get ChatGPT to guide me. So I'm going to put another question to ChatGPT. So I'm planning on potentially offering motorcycle repairs as well as selling rebuilt motorcycles. So I'll use this one here. And I'll go to Google Trends. And I'll explore that. So I'm looking in Canada presently. I'll broaden this to be a little longer, maybe 5 years. all categories, and we can also compare to perhaps other outdoor sports. I'll use bicycle repair. So they're pretty even. And I want to break down by sub-region. I can take a closer look at British Columbia. And then we can download a CSV of these results. I'll quickly open that up. It's called multi-timeline. So what I'm going to do is quickly I'm just going to quickly ask what the heck this means. I don't know what I'm looking at. So I'm going to say I asked Google Trends to compare searching for motorcycle repair as compared to bicycle repair in BC over the last 5 years. And this is what it gave me. What does it mean? So it basically interpreted the results from my Google Trends. I'm just going to grab one more piece of data here. I'm going to grab this stuff. And again, I'll plug that in. So again, it gives me a little summary of the data, tells me what it means. Looks like presently motorcycle repair near me, there's a massive spike in demand, so that sounds good for my business, my potential business. So one last question I'm going to ask Chat GPT here. So it gives me a little bit about my competition, market trends. So considerations for viability. So it tells me, lets me know how I can compete effectively. So this is exactly what I was planning anyway. Seasonal planning, market research. Now, one other thing I might want to find out is what I can actually charge for my products. So in this situation, I take old motorcycles that don't run anymore and I fix them up and then sell them. They're generally from 1969 to 1999. So what I'm going to do is quickly scrape Craigslist ads, and then I'm going to get Chat GPT to let me know what I can charge for my product. So I'm going to quickly fire up Craigslist here. and motorcycles. And year, I'll go 1969, 1999. I have motorcycles of all of those years. Apply that, and then I'm using a tool here called Instant Data Scraper. So that'll basically, we can copy and paste all of this data manually and then clean it up in Word or Excel, but this does all of that for me. So I choose Instant Data Scraper here. It's a plugin for Chrome, and I'll download a CSV. Open it up here. And I don't need a lot of this data. This is the URL, not something that will give me any insight. I'll just delete that column. This is the URL of the image. These are nothing. Then we have a label. This is created by the user, some metadata. I don't need that. Although maybe Chat GPT can use it, so I'll leave that in. And I'll delete that extra column. So I got 3 columns here. Again, the year, make, model. Here's some metadata, and then price info. So I could just actually copy and paste this directly in to Chat GPT, or I can upload it as a file. I find sometimes it has trouble with files. This has happened on a few machines for me. It says it's a system file or something like that, so I'm just going to copy and paste this. And I'll let Chat GPT know exactly what this is. I scrape. I'm going to shift enter and then paste it in. So it lets me know I can charge between 2,000, 5,500. Collector, highly desirable models, up to 9,000 plus. Harley Davidsons go for a little more, around 20 grand. Lower mileage, command higher prices. So it looks like generally I can charge around 33 to 5,000, etc. So again, some great ideas about how to get started with creating a business plan at the very least. This type of research is not academic. I don't have much of a use for academic research myself, so I use this example. But overall, the information it gave me is very encouraging, so I can go ahead and start my business. Thanks so much for watching.